What's in your heart? You know your heart. What's in your heart is super important. God says in the book of Proverbs, verse 23, guard your heart, for in it, it is the source of life. Your heart is the source of life. It's super important. Jesus said we speak out of our heart. We act out of our heart. What we are on the inside. Well, there are sins of the heart, inner sins, sins somebody can't see on the outside, but they're evident on the inside, and they corrupt us. Sin on the inside is like a cancer. It eats away at your relationship with God, your relationship with others, really, ultimately, your view of yourself, it eats everything up important about you. It eats up your thoughts, your emotions. Sins of the heart are very significant and very common. What are some of the major sins of the heart? Well, there are several. Bitterness, resentment, refusing to forgive. When somebody hurts you, and people will hurt you, when somebody disappoints you, and people will disappoint you, it's easy to become hurt and become resentful, not wanting to forgive them, wanting them not to be blessed, not to do well, to build up resentment, have a grudge against them. Well, that's sin. Jesus tells a story in Matthew 18 about the man who was forgiven a massive debt, but yet there was a man that owed him a little and he refused to forgive, and the king was so upset that he threw the man in prison to be tortured. And that's what happens. When you refuse to forgive, you're tortured by your bitterness. You're tortured by these thoughts. The person might not even be in the room. They might not be in the same town. They might not be in the same country. They might not even be alive, but you're tortured by them and what they did or what you think they should have done. You got to deal with bitterness. Anger. Anger is really bitterness when it comes out. It's saying and doing things. It's when the bitterness affects you on the outside. Jesus said if you're angry with somebody, it's like wanting to commit murder to them. If you want to see them hurt, Jesus says it's as bad as actually committing the murder. His point is it's still sin. Partiality, prejudice. That's judging somebody by external things. What country they're from, what their skin color is, what their education level is, what their amount of money, are they rich, are they poor. Judging somebody by external things instead of looking at them and loving them as a person, regardless of what color they are, what country they're from, what language they speak, how much money they have or don't have. Partiality is sin. Envy, jealousy. That's wanting what somebody else has, thinking you should have what they have, being really angry at them, hurt by them because they have something you wish you had. Maybe it was a thing, maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was a job, a position. It's envy, it's jealousy, and it's wrong. 1 Corinthians 13 says, love is not envious. Love is not jealous. Lust. Lust is wanting sexual activity with somebody who's not your mate. And Jesus said, again, lust on the inside, it's sin just like committing adultery is on the outside. Well, also, there's people that lust after money. They lust after it. They crave it. They lust after food. They think that's going to fill some sort of hole in them. They have a real struggle lusting after food. Some people lust after position, after power. They want to have a certain position. They are filled with selfish ambition. Lust. Ingratitude. Romans chapter 1. Very, very powerful statement. When we stop worshiping God as God, we start putting man in the middle of our worldview, and we're not grateful to God anymore. All sorts. We open a Pandora's box of all sorts of sin and craziness pours out. I live in a nation where that's what we're experiencing. People don't even know what gender they are. They're making decisions that are totally irrational. What happens when you're ungrateful? You're not grateful to God. We're commanded in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God. in Christ Jesus concerning you. And the last one I want to talk about is pride. God hates pride. God will humble the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. Pride is when you make it all about you. You are the center of it. You want to be exalted above God in a situation. You want to be the top. You want to be the first. You want to be the best. You want to be the center. It's all about you. That's pride. These are sins of the heart, and you can't change them just by willpower. You change them by confessing them to God, asking God to cleanse you, and changing how you think about all these things. How you think about people that hurt you, and then you choose to forgive them. How you think about situations that are unjust, and how you choose to respond. How you think about people who are different than you are. How you think about people that have things that you don't have. How you think about relationships, money, food, position, power. Are you grateful for what God's given, or are you lusting after what somebody else has? Ingratitude. Are you living a life that's thankful? Are you living a life that's humble? Well, these things will help you not commit the sins of the heart, will help you walk in the Spirit. And God will help you walk in the Spirit, and you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. I'm Dave Earley. Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Facebook, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to keep talking about sin so that you can understand how good it is that God forgives us.